welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm on a roll today because I am filming 2 videos today. I just feel like I've been really slack lately, and that's actually kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video, some of the things that I do to try and get myself back on track, like back on my what I call like regime. Yeah, I spoke about my relapse in my previous video a while ago, and I do feel like I've been a bit on and off since then, and you know that I've just felt like I've not kind of been doing the things that I need to be doing spiritually and just for myself as well in general. I feel like I went through a period, I don't know if anyone else has had this, because I felt like a lot of people were saying the same thing at the same time. I don't know whether it was obviously like a spiritual thing, maybe something to do with like frequencies in the air. But yeah, I just felt like I had no energy, like to just get up and go, you know. It's like I needed someone to just kick me up the arse. Like I just felt like I had no energy, and I just wasn't really doing the things I needed to do or looking after myself as well. And obviously because of my profession, what I do, and kind of the way I like to live my life, like I don't like living like that. But at the end of the day, we're human, you know. It's not like 100% of the time I'm always healthy and on point and doing everything I need to do. I wish. Yeah, sadly life does not always work like that. Oh, that reminds me, I need to eat this banana. Gotta get your fruit in, guys. Well, sorry, I have to start eating this, otherwise I forget. I don't eat it and then I leave it out. I just felt like I just wasn't doing what I needed to do, and I think that contributed to me being in hospital and being unwell. I do feel like it was a spiritual attack, but I also feel like, and I know this can be demonic influence as well, but I also feel like it was because I wasn't doing the things to look after myself, and not looking after our body. And I believe it's really important to look after our temple, even though I wasn't doing that before. But I do believe it's really important to look after our temple and to kind of respect what God's given us. And don't get me wrong, we can definitely have treat days and all of that kind of stuff, but like overall, if I trash in our body all the time, not really looking after it, like just doing no exercise, eating crap all the time, you know, like I do believe that can be demonic influence, because like we know these substances are also addictive. Food is just as addictive. I think what they say, sugar's more addictive than cocaine. But you know, like I think it is really important in the faith to also look after our bodies. And obviously we don't want things to be going wrong because of that reason either. But obviously we're not perfect, you know. Sometimes we go through things in life or have down periods in life, and then you just eat crap and then you don't look after yourself. And that's basically what I was doing. And yeah, like I've come out of that now, thankfully, like recently this week, and I feel so much better for it. Like even my stomach feels better for it, because I still feel like things weren't 100%, you know. And I just felt like, I don't know, you just feel kind of disappointed in yourself. But then sometimes you feel like you just don't have the actual energy or get up and go to actually do it. But then you know you're just going to feel more crap if you don't. So sometimes you do have to have that thing in you where you just kind of just go for it. You know, you do have to just really build up the strength. Like obviously we need to get our strength from the Most High. We can't do things on our own. Like that's a very dangerous path to go down. But at the same time, you do sometimes have to put that bit of effort in yourself, even though obviously Yeshua has always got us, but we've got to build up that bit of strength and just kind of just go for it. And once you kind of just break it for once or twice, it becomes easier. But it's just that first day when you just got to force yourself. And I did that this week, and I feel so much better for it. And that was just pure, just forcing myself, because I've honestly just had enough of it. And obviously praying for strength as well, and just saying like I need strength to do better. Like I need energy. Like I need to be able to get on this, and obviously having the Most High giving me that strength as well, is what helps me to do that. But some of the things that I start to do is just really little things, like I'll start listening to the audio Bible, because when I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I am a kind of all or nothing type person. So I either kind of go all out and do everything I need to do, or I kind of just do nothing. And I don't always think that's healthy, depending on how you deal with things. But yeah, so I kind of like to get involved, but I realize sometimes I have to take smaller steps. Like I can't just suddenly do everything, because it's too much, and then I get overwhelmed, and then you end up doing nothing. So for me, I had to take smaller steps. Like, right, I know I needed to get to give up the smoking. I know I needed to start eating healthier, going back to the gym, you know, studying, reading, you know, working hard, all these kind of things. So I just thought, right, let's start with the eating first, because that's something that's making me feel really crap and not giving me energy. So if I start eating better, I'll have a bit more energy to do the other things. So it's kind of, for me, just making small markers, and I just wrote out a list. So I think that really helps. And that's why I wanted to talk a bit more in this video about some of the things that I've done to kind of pick myself up and get back into what I've been doing, and get back into basically being closer to the Most High and looking after myself. And yeah, so I've just started off making a list of what I basically want to achieve and the things that I want to do. And like, it was just things like increase my praying, start reading more biblically, and in general studying more the gym and the food. So yeah, as I said, I started with the food because you start with little things, and that already made me feel a bit better. And sometimes, like I said, I don't agree. I'm going to do a separate video on supplements, taking supplements long term. They are not a substitute for whole foods by any means, but sometimes if you get some really good quality organic supplements, they can just help you at the start to give you that boost. So I took a few of those, and then obviously you just want to make sure you're not reliant on them. But I took a few of those as well, and then gone back to the gym today for the first time and feel so much better for it. Absolutely knackered after, not gonna lie, but it's just working up on that. Like, I prayed a lot more this morning. Even little things, like if you're struggling with reading, especially if you're like under attack, or you know, because a lot of it is spiritual attack as well. The devil doesn't want us to be doing these things, of course. Just start listening to the audio Bible. So yeah, that's the first thing I'll start doing, is playing the audio Bible at night. I often like to play it before I go to sleep as well, as I'm sleeping. And yeah, like I'll play it in the bath or sometimes in the car. So it's just trying to implement that little ways, and then hopefully from there you can start picking up and reading more. Like, I do prefer physically having the book personally, but yeah, and then it kind of builds you up into that. Sometimes not that we should rely on preachers, because we should rely on God's word and our relationship with him, but it can also be helpful, and of course God's going to use people to help us. So sometimes as well, I'll listen to preachers like Isaiah Saldivia or John Ramirez. Like, I like someone that's got a bit of I call it like a spiritual punch, because it gives me a real kick. And I feel like especially some of those two I've spoken about, some of their preaching that I watched their YouTube videos, like they really give me a kick as well. And sometimes, like, especially when you get caught out and you get stuck into worldly things a little bit more as well, like you need to kind of come away from that and constantly like brainwash yourself with the word, brainwash yourself with the preaching, like brainwash yourself with prayer to get yourself out of that. And it kind of helps me get back on track. So that's some of the first things that I do, but I'm a big believer in taking small steps. The other things that I also try to do is, like I said, pray more, but I try and do it in ways like, if you're really struggling, just even little ways. Like for me, praying is just having a conversation with God. Like, I felt like at the start when I came into the faith, sometimes you feel like, right, I have to like have this certain time, and I have to sit in this place and sit like this and put my hands like this, and like you can just pray wherever. Like, I pray a lot in the bath because I'm relaxed there, you know, and it's like you've got no other distractions in a way. So, you know, sometimes I'll pray in the car when I'm driving, and it's just trying to increase it in little ways, and then you can start to build up that time and spend more and more time with the Most High. But it's all about just taking those small steps to then build up, because I feel like if you try and do everything at once, it can be so overwhelming. And just really keep praying for that strength, you know. And sometimes God answers in different timing for different people, but just really keep praying for that, you know. I felt like when I first sort of came to the faith, like my prayers were answered very quickly. I haven't felt like it's been exactly the same this time. Part my fault and part just because I feel like I probably need this, like I'm having to go through this for some type of reason. So yeah, it's just really little things like that. And obviously if you've got, it's really important to have fellowship. Like, that's something that's really, really helped me. Like, I'm so grateful that the Lord's given me this small group of girls. We're in a WhatsApp group, we do Zoom calls, we do prayer calls, and just listening to other people talk, just hearing their stories, their struggles, like it really helps. And just like supporting each other and being able to talk openly without being judged, it's really important to be able to do that, and having really good fellowship and just praying together, because it's so powerful, prayer. And sometimes, like, I think I forget how powerful it really is, and especially when there's a group of you as well. And I think that's so important. And if you don't have that right now, really pray on it, because I prayed for weeks on that, and I do feel like, again, my prayers were answered fairly quickly in that instance. But I prayed for weeks on just having good people around me in the faith that I could kind of have fellowship with, and, you know, feel like I can not be judged and speak with and be honest. And I'm so grateful to have that with these girls. I really am, because it really, really helps. And I think that's something that can really help support you, get you back on track and keep you on track. Like, I think accountability is important, and I don't feel like a lot of humans these days take accountability. And I think having people there to help hold you accountable can be really helpful, but obviously it has to be the right people or the right person. But yeah, this is something that really helps, and I feel like it gives me motivation to kind of keep going and stick on track and stuff like that. So yeah, fellowship, definitely, that's the number one thing, in prayer. But yeah, I'm just trying to take really small steps, so just really, really little things. Like, another thing that I'll do, obviously, where is it? So I write to-do list. I love a list. I'm a list lover. So I've got like a general to-do list here, just like all the things that I've got to get done like more immediately. Then I've got more of a long-term to-do list. I've also got a business to-do list. I know I'm sad. But I think organization really helps, like, and also having a clear, tidy space. Like I've always said and believed in that saying where they say tidy place, what is it? Clear place, clear mind, tidy place, tidy mind. I don't really know, but something like that. I fully believe in that. Like, if my place is not tidy and clean, like, I just feel like, yeah, I just feel like I can't get everything else done. So that's a really good thing. But I write a list, and then sometimes I'll also do a list for just like one day. So like, I've got my list here for just Friday, which is today. So there's some things that I need to get done of today to tick it. I don't know, I feel good satisfaction when I tick. Yeah, so that's another thing. But yeah, they're just some of the things that I try and do. I try and keep a routine. So like, especially with my prayer, although my prayers can be a little bit random sometimes, but I do try and keep like a basic routine, like to make sure I do it when I wake up. It doesn't, obviously, like, I don't believe in anything needing to be regimented. I just kind of do this for myself. But yeah, I kind of make sure that I kind of do it when I wake up, and for some reason I just like doing it in the bath. But yeah, so I've got all my lists and got me everything. So it's just trying to slowly work on things, because sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. And I think, like I said, the devil's so great at putting negative thoughts in our head and making us feel shame or guilt, or we're not good enough, or that we can't do this. And all of us, every single one of us, has a purpose in the kingdom. And the great news is that that doesn't matter what we've done, because we can always be forgiven if, like I said, we repent from the heart and keep praying for that strength, because it's so dangerous to try and rely on ourselves. That's why I did that video about some of this self-love stuff and always relying on ourselves, because like, we're born into sin, so relying on ourselves is crazy. So it's always put your trust and strength within the Most High and pray on that. But we've also obviously got to put some work in ourselves. So yeah, that's just what I'm trying to do at the moment. I feel so much better for it. I'm gonna do a separate video about like my eating and stuff like that, because yeah, I've been definitely making a lot more meals, trying a lot more new recipes lately. Yeah, and I feel a lot better for it. I'm still on my weight gain journey, for like I have been forever. So yeah, definitely do some updates on that at some point. But just trying out here, you know, that's all we can do. But yeah, I hope that helps other people. I'll be really interested to hear what other people kind of do to help them as well. But like I said, it's all about knowing that we're not alone, and we don't need to do this on our own. Like, he's always with us, and we can always get our strength through that. And it doesn't matter how many times we may have fallen, we can always get back up. Don't let the devil make you think you're not good enough. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I do hope to see you guys in my next video. And I better finish this banana before it goes brown.